What you are witnessing is something I would consider historic. I did not think this day would come, but this footage is actually the last ride I've ever had with Oscar. Looking back at this footage, granted I know the camera quality is not the greatest, brings back a lot of great memories. This was a Walmart bike found in a dumpster, which I took and upgraded to make into a decent trail bike. For me to say decent is actually an understatement. This bike was great on the trails. And if you watch my last video with Oscar, you would have saw that I bent the tire and had to walk all the way back to the beginning of the trail and even run out of water through the process. The bike is not that reliable, but this dumpster bike has taught me a lot about biking that I would have never thought twice to be an issue, such as tightening the spokes. Make sure your derailleur is aligned properly to avoid chain skipping, or maybe even made me want something different like wider handlebars, or even a dropper seat post. I am new to mountain biking, so don't judge me for not knowing these things. But overall, Oscar has served its purpose to teach me about things on mountain biking that a video would not be able to tell you. The whole point of this video is not to go down memory lane of Oscar. It's actually something else. Goodbye, Oscar. You're going to someone who can use you better. If you didn't get the memo already, I sold Oscar, and I used that money towards something else. As much as I do regret in some ways because you develop sentimental value towards an object, I don't regret having it. It taught me a lot about biking that I would have never thought to be an issue when it comes to certain bikes and stuff like that. I do plan on buying a new bike, a really good one. I do plan on spending a couple $1,000s to get more into biking, as it is something that I want to do. And that's kind of what Oscar did for me. It kind of determined whether or not I want to really get into the sport of mountain biking, and that I'm very grateful of even being able to have that bike and lucky enough to even find it for free. So yeah, I used that money towards something else, and that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about that purchase that I got from selling Oscar. Hope you enjoy. This is Kent, another Walmart bike that I got with the money from selling Oscar. What I sold Oscar for and what I got this bike for was the same amount, so I didn't lose anything. But this bike is a little special, because it is actually an e-bike. This bike was well worth more than what I got it for, so that is kind of why I didn't hesitate to buy it. It has dual mechanical disc brakes, a front spring-loaded suspension, and 27.5-inch tires, and a quick release lever for the front tire, as the back tire has the motor. I know it doesn't sound like the greatest in specifications, but let me tell you, it packs quite the punch. This bike does not have throttle, it is pedal assisted, but the way it feels, it might as well be classified as a throttle e-bike. This little indicator allows you to turn the bike on and off. It has 3 modes, which you can see here, as well as an indicator to tell you how much power is left in the battery. You do not need to have the bike on in order to ride it. You can ride it with the power off. Because it is an e-bike, I will say having it off is quite challenging due to the weight of the bike. One of the biggest questions you probably have is, why would I trade Oscar for this? Some of the community has mixed opinions about e-bikes, which I have read. I have read things like, this ruins the purpose of mountain biking, or even, how can you call that a bike? It is practically a motorcycle at that point. All arguments are fair, but I got this mainly for commuting. I would feel the same way about this bike as some of you guys do, if the bike was throttle. But because this is pedal assisted, you still have to crank your legs to get the bike to move. There is also a grocery store just about a mile outside where I live, and sometimes I just would rather ride my bike to the store to get what I need. With this bike, I can still enjoy the activity of riding a bike without tiring myself out just to get groceries. Beats walking and wasting gas on my car, which I can use for further travel such as going to work. As for exercise, this bike is also great when turned off. My mom also enjoys the bike, saying it allows her to still be active and enjoy the activity of riding a bike without putting so much pressure on her knees. My mom loves riding bikes, but her older age has kept her away from it, and this bike has helped her still enjoy the activity. So let me know what you guys think about e-biking down in the comments below. I know some of you guys might think this was a bad trade, but I couldn't be any happier with the decision. I got it at a good price that I couldn't pass up. I did not try this bike on the trails, even though on the Walmart website it is classified as a mountain bike, but I think we all know how that goes. I did not want to push this bike further than its actual capabilities, knowing it is a Walmart bike. Somewhere down the line, I do plan on getting myself a full suspension mountain bike from a reputable brand like Trek or Giant, where the welds are good and the material is solid. But I wouldn't have gotten this far in biking if it wasn't for Oscar to teach me that stuff. That is all for this video. Let me know what you guys think about Kent in the comment section below. I know that some of y'all might have also expected a review, which I sort of did, but my channel is more about storytelling rather than reviews. If you want to see a full review on this bike, definitely leave a comment down below and I will see into making one. But until then, keep riding and I will catch you in the next video.